Thank you for joining me to look at my new book, Debate as Global Pedagogy, Rwanda Rising. I'm Dr. Ben Voth, and I'm the author of this new book that examines the unique place that debate can play in ending genocide in the 21st century. This is the fourth in a series of books that I've done about the importance of debate and how it can improve the human condition. My first book in 2014, The Rhetoric of Genocide, Death as a Text, laid the theoretical foundations for how genocide is promoted by the basic communication practice of propaganda. The book specifically looks at a 2019 project where hundreds of high school students and dozens of high school teachers gathered in parts of Rwanda for a project that involved teaching people to debate and teaching them how to teach debate. And so this book deals with that important idea. All of this is built upon this important notion that begins with Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel, who famously observed, "What hurts the victim most is not the physical cruelty of the oppressor, but the silence of the bystander." I've long believed, since my work first started in 2006 at the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum with survivors there, that there is a communication foundation to acts of genocide and a potential to prevent and end the practice through those same communication practices. And so this is a book, Rwanda Rising, that focuses on implementing that philosophy further, based on really more than 15 years of teaching and researching toward that end. So let's take a look at some of the basic precepts of this book. It's mainly based upon a one-year research leave that I had in most of 2019, and I spent 20 days in Rwanda in 5 different locations teaching debate to teachers and also to high school students. We were hoping to get 125 students at this event, but more than 400 ended up attending, not just from Rwanda, but also Uganda, Burundi, and throughout the region of Africa. And here you can see the locations that I was at. We did not limit ourselves just to the capital of Kigali. And you can see the different places that I visited while I was in Rwanda in December of 2019. Of course, the book deals with the important fact that this is the 25th anniversary of the Rwandan genocide that took place in 1994. At that time, and you can see on this chart here, life expectancy fell to about 27 years of age, as maybe as many as 1.4 million Rwandans were killed in an incredible genocide that killed almost 25% of the national population among about 6 million people who lived there. But this story was somewhat inspired by a question that I asked Jean-Michel Heveneza, who also helped write this book and is also the director of the iDebate Rwanda program. When I asked him in 2015, what do you think the average life expectancy of a Rwandan is? He said that he was afraid that it might only be 42. But when we looked it up here on Google, we found out that it was actually 62. And Rwanda actually is becoming a continental model within Africa for good policy. And this book argues that that is rooted in an ability to debate and consider multiple points of view. And so here are some photos that are from the workshop that was done in December over a period of about 3 weeks. Here you can see me with some teachers at the Kigali Public Library. Here you can see many students among the hundreds that learned to debate. You can see actually Chris Barron in the center of that photo judging a debate. Rwandan debate is 3-on-3 debate, and we explain some of those activities in the book. This is me with some of the teachers teaching them how to teach debate. And in the next slide, you're going to see the table of contents for the book. You can see that there are 12 chapters, and we also have some appendices that contain information about debating, but it contains a number of international examples, talks about colonialism, talks about Guatemala, talks about debate in China, talks about a project that I've done involving the Calvin Coolidge Presidential Foundation. But there are many examples of how debate is making the world a better place, and that there really is great potential to improve the human condition, much as it has improved in the past 25 years in Rwanda. And so there are some co-authors like Chris Medina, Sean Allen, and also, of course, Jean-Michel Hebeneza, who helped me write a lot of the key parts about the Rwandan history. The book finds that debate is the antithesis of propaganda, and therefore it is the best tool we have in the 21st century for ending genocide. Debate encourages critical thinking that is necessary to prevent and overcome propaganda within societies. And propaganda is the key persuasion fuel to the onset of genocide. And so the book continues with a theoretical framework started in the book, The Rhetoric of Genocide, by suggesting that there are many international examples of efforts to teach debate and encourage discursive complexity. And that is the theoretical foundation of this book. This is some of the material from Chapter 1, where I state that argumentation and communication scholars are better equipped than most experts to understand that humans rarely kill in random ways. They are motivated by words. Their actions are shaped by public arguments that establish the reasons for the kill. The simple and persistent creation of human scapegoats, while common, is not inevitable. Human beings can reconsider, and advocates can suggest alternatives. Debate requires symbolic reflexivity and the ability to see not only two sides, but multiple sides. Debate will not allow its practitioner to see only the simple answer or the easy exclusions. A more in-depth review of the Rwandan genocide is critical in order to understand more directly how propaganda worked in the case of Rwanda to galvanize portions of the public to kill one another. The book also deals with the American Civil Rights Movement and how at least 5 major civil rights leaders were actually directly trained in argumentation and debate skills, and how those skills played a major role in developing them as civil rights leaders. So the book makes a thorough case for debate as being an ideal social justice mechanism and ultimately a mechanism for ending genocide in the 21st century. I conclude with a photo of one of the teachers that I worked with at the debate camp in Rwanda in December of 2019. And he said to me, like right before this photo was taken, he said, sometimes as an artist, you envision a project that is too large for the table you are working on. You all, and he was talking about the coaches there at that camp, have given us, Rwanda and Uganda, bigger tables upon which to work the problems of democracy and government. You have helped our young people so much. So I hope you'll check out the book Rwanda Rising because it's a great tool for teaching debate and also inspiring people to understand why debate is such an important instructional tool. Again, thank you for taking time to watch this video.